Alright, so picture this. You are just starting off your morning, you're in your home office, drinking a cup of coffee, and out of the corner of your eye you see something dart across the wall. On closer inspection, you see that it is a plump, juicy roach. What's going through your mind at that moment? Is it panic? Is it revulsion?
Protein.
Mm-hmm. Protein. Maybe it's shame, because let's face it, there's a stigma about people who have bugs in their houses. I'm Michael with Paladin Pest Control, and I'm here to tell you that when bugs decide to invade your home, it doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you a gross person. The fact is that this is Texas, and sometimes bug things happen to good people. At Paladin, our mission is to protect the innocent and to vanquish evil. Today I'm going to introduce you to my world, to the bug world. So I'm going to give you some facts that you always wanted to know but were too afraid to ask. This guy right here is called a bulb jumping spider. They are very common to our area. If you go into your backyard and look around your eaves, you might just see one of these guys hiding up there. I sometimes call them Oreo spiders, which just shows how much I need a diet. I just see dessert everywhere I look. These are incredibly docile. People keep them as pets. They are very powerful hunters. Their jumps are so quick and precise that they can catch a bee in mid-flight. In case you didn't know, in the insect world, females rule. If you've ever been bitten by a mosquito, that was a female. If you've ever been stung by a wasp, that was a female. If you ever see an ant and it's out working, you can rest assured that it is a female. Only the females do any actual work in the ant colonies. They're a very evolved species, and hopefully someday mankind can follow in their tiny little footsteps. Speaking of ants, some species of ants will keep aphids, like farm animals, for the honeydew that they produce. They will even protect them from predators. Now around here we've got a lot of the fire ants, which are the bane of our existence, but even they have one redeeming quality, and that is they're natural predators to something even worse than that. Does anyone want to guess what that might be?
Rattlesnakes.
They do sometimes kill rattlesnakes. One of the things I've been surprised about is how, when I started in this industry, how I'd see spiders just run right across an ant mound before the ants could even react and get it. So a lot of the faster things aren't going to get killed by the fire ants that easily. But one thing that they do eat all day long is termites.
Yeah.
Still not enough of a redeeming quality to show them mercy. But I'm going to lay all of our cards on the table. There's probably about 2,000 pest control companies in the area doing what I do. So why go with Paladin Pest Control, a company whose name you might not even be able to pronounce when there's so much competition out there? So I'm going to give you 6 reasons today. First reason is that we are technician owned. What I mean by that is most pest control companies are started by salesmen who go door to door selling a service that they themselves are not doing. When they start their business, they immediately hire a staff to take care of the services, meaning they've never spent a significant amount of time doing actual pest control. Because of that, they are really good at signing people on for their services, but they're going to struggle to provide a quality treatment. The way they compensate for that is that they're going to lock you into a contract for a year, and you cannot leave without incurring a hefty cancellation fee, which could be upwards of $300 depending on when you decide to cancel. Now on the flip side, before I started Paladin Pest Control, I was a technician for 18 years. I've treated thousands of yards in the greater Austin area. And that leads me to my second reason, which is that we do not need to use contracts at Paladin Pest Control. So instead of a contract, we use agreements, which are going to function similarly to a contract in that they're going to lock in a price, frequency of treatment, but they are not going to lock in our customers. One of our core beliefs at Paladin Pest Control is that people should be able to choose if they're going to stay with their provider. We believe that if the quality of our service is not enough to keep our customers, then we don't deserve their business. The next reason is that we have transparent pricing and convenient scheduling. So this is our website. As you can see, our prices are listed in plain view. You can also schedule your own appointment from the comfort of your home without ever having to talk to a salesperson. And then we are also environmentally friendly. One question that we get asked a lot in this industry is, are pesticides safe? And while they actually are a lot safer than you would think, they are still designed to kill living organisms. There's going to be some toxicity involved in pesticides. The analogy that I like to use is like a gun. A gun in and of itself is not safe. If it's mishandled, it can be lethal. But if you take that gun and you place it in the hands of a sheriff, somebody who's been trained to use it and is responsible for your protection, it becomes a tool and not something to be feared. And really with us, it's more about how you put out the products than the products themselves. And I'll go over that a little bit in a second. But in your yard, you're going to have two kinds of bugs. You're going to have good bugs and you're going to have pests. So you're going to have the good bugs, which are the butterflies, bees, ladybugs, and then your pests, which are scorpions, spiders, wasps, ants, roaches. And most of your pests are going to hang out in this zone of your house, underneath your eaves, right underneath the eaves on the foundation. And the good bugs are going to hang out further out in the yard. Now the reason for that is we have pretty extreme weather in Texas. A lot of the year it's really hot, so your eaves are going to provide shade. So your pests are going to all congregate right there. When it gets really cold during the winter, same thing, they're going to gravitate towards your house looking for warmth. So at Paladin, we focus our sprays right at the foundation, 3 feet up, 3 feet out. We still treat the yard, but we do it with baits. That way we're taking care of whatever pests are out in the yard, whether it's fire ants or seasonal pests coming up, but we spare things like butterflies, bees, and ladybugs that way. The next reason to go with us is that we use seasonal treatments. So most pest control companies come out and they're going to do the same treatment every time they come out. The problem with that is that bugs do get an immunity to the same treatment being used over and over again. So at Paladin, we switch out our products and our protocols every 3 months so that we can maximize effectiveness of our treatments. And then the final reason to go with us, if you've got it, flaunt it. We are the best, according to the good people of Hays County. And in celebration of being the best, we are actually offering a deal to the first 50 people who contact us for service, where we're doing $1 initials. So let's make your home a safe space again. Thank you very much. Does anyone have any questions about anything?
What about like animals and stuff? Myself, I have barn cats all around the house. So if you came out to my house, I can't quarantine them off because there's so many. There's like 15 of them, and they're just kind of all over the place. So are your sprays okay for them, or?
So that's one thing I was going to mention too. Was as long as we're just keeping it right around the foundation of the house, it's also much safer for pets, for children, just for everybody. The companies that are spraying the whole yard, everybody has to stay inside for 30 minutes to an hour while that dries. I've never had an issue with a pet or anybody getting sick. As long as it's a mammal, so a cat is going to be fine. If there's birds like chickens or if there's fish, I do need to be careful not to spray around those. We also offer totally organic services for sensitive situations.
Right. That's a good comment. The website was amazing. That was New Business Partners, Business Development.
That's his work.
Yeah. Well, I want to congratulate you. It looks awesome. I know it was very clean and it looked very, very professional.
You look a lot taller in pictures, though.
Yeah.
On the pricing pictures, you're a lot taller.
Well, I slouch.
Yeah.
So, we're the only pest control company that I know of that has that ability to schedule online. I've never seen that with anybody else.
Yeah.
Yes. That's good. That's really cool.
Well, thanks guys for listening to my presentation.